Welcome to Salsidoparanormal. I'm your host, James Salcido, and tonight I am talking about haunted places in the U.S. As always, you can find all episodes of the show along with links to social media, ways to listen, and ways to support the show at the website, and that is salsidoparanormal.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.com. And there are many ways to support the show. You can always share the show with others and rate and review it on your favorite podcast platforms. You can check out the Patreon page and get extra content there for as little as $1 a month. You can also check out the merchandise store and find all kinds of shirts and some other items there with featuring designs made by friends of the show. And yeah, the support is never expected, but always appreciated, as there are expenses in making these shows. Also, please check out the work of my amazing friends that help me out with these shows. That would be Jen, the Arcane Observer, who has her own channel and is the co host of this show on Saturdays whenever possible, and Michael Strange of Trouble Minds Radio and the Trouble Minds Radio Network, KUAP, Digital Broadcasting, where you can hear all kinds of amazing shows as well as my own 24/7 and for free and online and go from there. So, as always with these Haunted Places episodes, I want to point out the information that I have in these summaries that I've had written up may change between when the information was written and when you end up planning to go to a location if you decide to. So please make sure it's okay for you to go to the location before you just go there, because I never recommend trespassing for any reason. And and I always include at least two links, usually just two links, because you can find others on your own as well after that. But two articles about each location as well in the episode description. And also, I'm going to say this for the next probably couple of these shows here. I am. We have just finished in the last episode of this series. I just finished off with the locations I had for Georgia, and this is not a comprehensive list in any way. Just a handful of places in each state that are said to be haunted, and the history and the paranormal activity in each location. And we've finished Georgia for now, and moving on to Hawaii, which means a lot of the words and names are going to be in a language I do not know or speak. So I'm going to mispronunciate things, and I apologize for that in advance. Um, so that's going to happen. I feel like it's a little bit of a throwback to my series on Charles Fort's books, the Book of the Damned. I'll have to get back to that at some point too. Um, but there's a lot of names in there. I know I just am terrible at saying. So anyway, keeping that in mind, let's get to the material here. This first place is Kaimuki House in Honolulu, Oahu, Hawaii. Historical background. Uh, the Kaimuki, I'm not sure, house was a two-story residence located near the intersection, and it gives streets here, I'm not going to do that, in the neighborhood of that same name, uh, southeast of central Honolulu. The home's notoriety dates back to 1942, when reports of dramatic poltergeist activity resulted in police intervention and later newspaper coverage. Over the years, two major tragedies have been connected to the house. One tale involves a man who murdered his wife and children and buried them on the property, while another story centers on a love triangle ending in a double murder and the death of the murderer. Um, and It does mention there the stories or the tales, so I'm hoping that there's not any actual evidence of these things happening, but you never know. The house was demolished in 2016, and the lot has since been redeveloped, but stories of its haunting still linger in local memory. Uh, Haunting reports. The most infamous incident occurred on the night of August 13th, 1942, when police responded to outcries from a family within the house. According to police and newspaper records, the mother reported her children being attacked by an invisible force, which is terrible. And after one of them noted the odor of a ghost in the home. I wonder what they mean by that exactly. Police and witnesses described children uh, being thrown about the room, levitated, and worse, um, actions which officers officers were reportedly powerless to stop until traditional Hawaiian salt and water rituals were employed. Um, I'm glad that worked. I mean, that is terrible, and this is the thing I always mention. Um, these terrible things, these terrible paranormal events, do happen. Um, they're just they're out there, but they're just not. Every paranormal incident is not this. Just that's all sort of the whole point of the show. But this does exist. In the 1970s, three young women living in the house experienced chilling phenomenon, including intense noises, physical sensations of being uh, grabbed, and a violent episode while fleeing, in which police again claimed to feel an invisible presence interfering with their ability to help. Uh, the next section here it says the Kasha legend. The haunting of this house is strongly associated with the Kasha, a benevolent spirit. I lost my spot. Sorry, malevolent spirit, if I could talk, or a demon from Japanese folklore, said to devour corpses or torment the living, often after being drawn by violence or strong grudges. Local stories combine Hawaiian and Japanese traditions, describing the entity as insatiably violent and difficult to banish. Offerings of food and water are sometimes cited in folklore as a way to placate the restless spirit. Reputation and legacy. Uh, Kaimuki House has often been called Hawaii's Amityville Horror and features in local ghost tours, legends, and popular retellings by folklorists like Glenn Grant. Excuse me. Though the house itself no longer stands, the tales have been uh, perpetuated through oral tradition, popular culture, and paranormal investigations, solidifying its place among Hawaii's most haunted locations. The Every once in a while, you can find accounts of a situation of a house where there's so much activity, the police do get involved. It's not super common, but it is. I've heard of at least a couple of cases. I can't think of the locations now, but I have heard of this before. Um, Although I don't, this is the first one I've heard of where it was quite that bad. So not that I'm doubting it, because I do. Again, like I always say, these things can happen. But yeah, that's just not the first time I've heard of police being called and actually experiencing or witnessing paranormal events. So I was getting some water there, but yeah. So moving on to the next location here, and that may have to be a topic for a show at some point. Cases where officials of one kind or another were asked to check out a place and had to get involved. So We have to do that at some point in the future. And this next one is Morgan's Corner, and it's in Honolulu, Oahu. And this is a legendary haunted location uh, on a certain road in Hawaii, in Honolulu. There, it's notorious for its history of tragedy and enduring urban legends. Historical background: Morgan's Corner takes its name from Dr. James Morgan, who lived in a villa on the sharp hairpin bend in the 1920s to 1940s. The spot became infamous as a dangerous stretch of road with many vehicular accidents, including fatalities. The address most closely associated is, and they give an address I'm not going to give. It's opposite the original Morgan Villa, and the house at this location was later demolished and replaced by a gated community. The most notorious event was the murder of Teresa Wilder, a 68-year-old widow, committed by escapees James Majors and John Palikico in March of 1948 during a botched burglary. Uh, and so goes into the details of this event, which you don't need to go into. The subsequent trial and sentencing sparked a statewide debate on capital punishment and racial justice. Haunting and urban legend. Since Wilder's murder, Morgan's Corner acquired its haunted reputation with stories of eerie whispers, sudden chills, and ghostly apparitions reported by drivers and visitors passing through the curb. Morgan's Corner also became attached to the widespread urban legend of the Hook, in which a couple parked near the bend are menaced by a killer with a hook hand, or the boyfriend is found hanging from a tree above their car. These legends appear to be adaptations of common American ghost stories, localized to the Hawaiian setting, but are not based on specific historical events at Morgan's Corner itself. And I can confirm that I've heard and read different. They're said to be ghost stories, but they're more like urban legends where there's no. It's always I heard about this thing happening to this other person, or I heard this from someone else who heard about it happening to someone else. That kind of a situation. Excuse me. Other paranormal claims involve sightings of night marchers, which are traditional Hawaiian ghosts, murdered girls, inexplicable cold spots, and uneasy sensations in the area. And so I think that's basically it. Now, excuse me. This next location is actually right by, or fairly close to that Morgan's Corner here. So these are kind of connected. Because this Pali Highway and Nuanu Pali Lookout Point. That Pali Highway was mentioned in the first that last location there. So this is in Oahu, Hawaii, and these are famous for their rich history and numerous ghost stories, especially involving ancient Hawaiian warriors, legendary spirits, and mysterious phenomena. Historical background: the lookout, I'm just going to call it that, marks the site of the pivotal battle of Nuanu in 1795. I apologize for saying these so terribly. When, oh boy, when King Kamehameha, I think I've heard that name before used in cartoon shows, anime shows, the first sought to unify the Hawaiian Islands. The battle ended with hundreds of warriors being forced over the edge of the steep cliff, resulting in a tragic loss of life. In the late 19th century, construction of the highway, the Pali Highway, uncovered human remains believed to be the same warriors who perished in the battle. Excuse me. The old Pali Highway was historical was historically key for travel. If I can read between Honolulu and the windward coast, and has attracted settlers and travelers for centuries. Ghostly legends and paranormal phenomena. Many believe the area is haunted by the spirits of the fallen warriors, whose ghosts are said to wander the Pali Lookout at night, sometimes appearing as night marchers or spectral processions, marked by drums, conch shells, and torches. Uh, Ancient Hawaiian folklore claims guardians lived in two large roadside boulders, and families offered gifts there for protection from evil spirits. The uh, there's a supernatural lizard woman being, I'm not going to try to say the name, reportedly lures travelers to the cliff's edge and is one of the more chilling entities said to haunt the region. Uh, Menehune, I believe I said that hopefully right, mythical little people of Hawaiian legend are also said to travel through the area at night. This is an amazing thing to me is that almost every part of the world has some kind of accounts of little folk. Let's see here. There's also a superstition about cursed pork. Legend holds that the volcano goddess Pele, Pele, and the pig demigod, uh, not sure how to say that one, have a centuries-old feud and agree never to see each other again. Carrying pork across the Pele Highway is said to invoke Pele's wrath. Um, Vehicles may mysteriously stall until the pork is discarded, and in some stories, an old woman with a dog may appear to demand the pork. Notable haunting encounters. Reports include sightings excuse me, of a spectral old woman in white seeking a ride along the highway, and multiple stories of cars malfunctioning when carrying pork products over the road, especially at night. That's fascinating. I wonder which came first, the legend or the events. The night marchers, ghostly warrior processions, are believed to travel through the Pali at certain times, and witnesses are warned to show respect or hide or risk grave consequences. Uh, Battlefield haunt. Ghosts of ancient warriors, night marchers, and spectral processions are believed to roam the area, linked to the spirits of those who died in that battle. I mentioned at the beginning of the account here. So, and it's just going over everything I already said. Um, so yeah, let me see here. That looks like that's the last of it. So that really is a lot. That's a longer entry, and it does repeat some things, so that's part of why it's longer. But we will go on to this next section here, and get at least one done. Apparently, these are two names for the same cave. I'm guessing it's either Makua or Kanana Cave in Oahu. So, this cave in Oahu, Hawaii, are deeply connected. So it's two different ones. Yes. So apparently there are two different ones, but they're sites with legendary origins and chilling reputations for hauntings, primarily linked to ancient Hawaiian mythology and supernatural lore. Historical background. Um, see, so here it does say they're the same. This So this cave is estimated to be over 150,000 years old and was formed by wave erosion when the area was underwater. It is named after Kane? I'm not sure. The Hawaiian god of creation, and is considered by some legends to be the birthplace of mankind, the womb of the earth. Historically, priests, known as kahuna, I don't know if that's where that word came from, performed rituals inside the cave, and it is believed many chiefs and priests were buried within its chambers. Legends and paranormal lore. The most famous legend describes the Shark Man, Nanaue, I'm not sure, son of, I'm not going to say that one, a shark god and brother of Pele. Um, so this Nanaue, I'm trying what that one is, could disguise himself as a man, lure travelers to the cave, and then reveal his shark identity before consuming his victims. Locals believe the cave is a repository of psychic energy and a hotspot for restless spirits, including the victims of this being, this entity. Uh, some believe that the cave acts as a portal to another world, possibly even to hell itself, due to reported supernatural events and unexplainable phenomenon in its depths. The cave's history is further marked by violence, fights, assaults, and murder, and other things, which enhance its reputation uh, for negative energy and haunted encounters. So there's legends that speak of a wrinkled Hawaiian man luring travelers with the smell of cooking meat, later transforming into the shark being as well. So uh, visitors have described feeling watched, seeing apparitions, including a creature with glowing red eyes, and hearing disembodied voices. Some report intense psychic impressions or sensations, especially deeper inside the cave or at night. So the area, it's going over the same things again. So, yeah, I think that's where we'll leave that one. And that's about all the time we have for this episode, actually. So, let me see. Looking at here, I think I skipped a spot, but yeah. Anyway, there we go. So that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you all for listening, and I will talk to you all later next time on Salsidoparanormal. Take care.